because you're in so much pain and you have to go through 5 steps. Every human goes through them. First of all, it's a shock, a bit of a denial. I don't believe it. I don't believe this has happened. Oh, I went through it. I was in shock. My mother was in shock. Didn't know what's happening. She couldn't see anything anymore. Brothers and sisters, look. Family and support is a little bit difficult at first because you're in so much pain and you have to go through 5 steps. Every human goes through them. First of all, it's a shock, a bit of a denial. I don't believe it. I don't believe this has happened. Oh, I went through it. I was in shock. My mother was in shock. She didn't know what's happening. She couldn't see anything anymore. The shock stays for a little while. Then you go into this thing of negotiation, like, what can I do? What can I do for them? What can I do for them? What if I did this? Then I can do that. I went through negotiation. Ya Rab, please, I'm not going to be able to have a shower until you show me my son in my dream. I want to see him in my dreams. I want to see my brother in my dreams. I'm not going to change my clothes. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to do anything until I see them. Negotiation. For me, this was subjective. I did see a beautiful dream, and for me, that helped me. However, after that, you go through a bit of anger. But why? But why? I can't handle this anymore. And regret. If only I had done this. So I blamed myself a bit. That was the worst. Blaming myself. Because the first thing I said to my son when he passed away at that second, I said, Baba, please forgive me. I'm sorry. And that stayed for a while. But there came a moment through salat and through reading the Quran and connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every night. Finally, I made a decision. I made a decision that I'm not going to blame myself anymore. I'm not going to think back, because had I had the chance to turn back time, I would have not let him go on that activity. If I knew he was going to die, I wouldn't. So ask yourself the question, if you've lost a loved one, can you turn back time? If you could, and you knew they were going to die at that time, would you do something? Of course you would. That is evidence not to blame yourself, that you had absolutely no control. How many times have we subjected ourselves to danger? And we could have died 1,000,000 times. And that's why Allah says in the Quran, وَيَعْفُ عَنْ كَثِيرٍ. Allah keeps away lots of harm from you. You have angels at the front. لَهُ مُعَقِّبَاتٌ مِّن بَيْنِ يَدَيْهِ. You have angels that exchange roles, like in the day and the night. Some come down, the other ones come up, like a tag team. From in front of you, they protect you. وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِ. And angels are behind you, and they do a tag team day and night. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَحْفَظُونَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِ اللَّهِ. They protect you by the will of Allah. So there are so many dangers that would have come to you, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is protecting you. And then when the qadar comes in, there is a reason for it. Hold on to it, brothers and sisters. If you know what qadar is, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has pre-measured everything, and that nothing happens except it is good. Either Allah has a plan for you, or it is a test, or it is suffering, or a good is going to come out of that suffering, or if it's something that you did yourself that you can learn from. This is just learning curves. These usually happen when you're on an endeavor or something like that. You learn from your mistakes, and that's okay. Like a baby who learns how to walk each time it falls, it's just going to be able to walk. And just keep going, brothers and sisters. With that pain, you can be in rehab, you can be in the hospital, you can be into a mental institution if you like, and the pain won't go away. You can go on drugs, and the drugs will numb it away, astaghfirullah, and will make you worse. And if a person dies this way, Allahu A'lam where they will end up. Or you can have the pain with you and then decide, what are you going to do in this life? What can you do? Allah has given you skills. Allah has given you knowledge. Allah has given you many blessings around you, brothers and sisters. The fact that, and I'll finish it with this, the fact that you are breathing right now, and the fact that you lived on right now means only one thing. It means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still has use for you in this world. There are others around you that need you. There is something in this world that requires your presence, that without your presence it cannot happen. You are important. You have a purpose. So think of Allah that way. Ya Rabb, you've made me important. It's up to you. It's your mindset that's telling you stuff. It's all you. As for Allah, He says, I'm not negative. Think of me well, that's who I am. Ana arhamur rahimin. I am the most merciful. But you have to accept it and believe in what I'm telling you. My brothers and sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. Heal your hearts. Heal your pain. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your dua. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put your loved ones who have passed away into paradise and lift their and raise their ranks. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite us all with them once again. Ma'al illiyin, with people of high righteousness and piety, with the angels and so on. Don't despair, my dear brothers and sisters. Allah is with you. So open your arms up for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like my little daughter said, Baba, I want to hug Allah. I said, okay, pray. She goes, is this why we do this? I said, yes. Hug Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thank you for listening. Wa sallallahu ala nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi.